Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit.
Space Invaders.
Hi, I'm Olivia and this is Space Invaders, the series where we get to know your favourite creators by invading their favourite spaces. On this episode, we meet up with musician Jazz Alonso to take a look at our favourite spots. So Jazz, where are we now?
We are at Hermitage Work Studios. It's a studio in Manor House where I recorded my EP with Ex Voto, and I love it. Like, I've been to other studios, like quite expensive, fancy studios, and I don't like them. Like, the environment is like so much pressure, and this space feels so homely, so real. Like, so many cool artists coming in and out. Like, Marco, the owner, is an amazing person who also like repairs equipment, creates equipment, and like has amazing friends and musicians who come through here. And just like the way it is, I really love like the carpets on the floor, and the homeliness of it feels really unpretentious and perfect to make music in.
And would you say that sort of atmosphere affects your creative outcome when you're making music?
Absolutely. Like, I've recorded, like, there's this studio called Rock Studios, which is a really big studio where lots of like famous musicians have played in, and every single time I've recorded there, I just like don't want to use my vocals from it, just scrap them, because I feel nervous, you know? It's like but literally like a big room where just the producers and the sound engineer are looking over you from this glass room and like watching, and you're just alone in there, and like it feels so intimidating and kind of not what I think music is about, especially because I have always made music at home. So this studio has always made me feel so comfortable and just at home, which is what you should be doing when you're making music, I think.
Do you have any memories from your time in the studio that stand out to you?
Yeah, so many. Like, especially we recorded the EP in 2 weeks, and we're here almost every day.
Oh God.
And it was like every song in the EP is a kind of different emotion, and I definitely embodied that in every song. But the craziest one was this song called XOXO, where I'm really, really aggressive. We kept putting it off because I was just feeling really happy and really like in the zone of other songs, and then like the last day they were like, come on Jazz, like we have to record this today. So Seth Evans, who sound engineered it, and Saigon Fury, the producer, they were like, okay, we're gonna have to method act with you. So we bought a bottle of whiskey, and they were like, from now on we're gonna be really aggressive and mean to you, and you're gonna get into that zone. So they were here recording, and I was over there in the booth, and they would give me like half a second between takes. They'd be like, no, better, like you got to do it better,
piss you off.
They were pissing me off on purpose. I got so angry that I literally felt like I embodied rage, you know. At one point I was just like fucking like aggressively like screaming into the mic, like singing, rapping, whatever, and I was so angry at them. Like, I was like, fuck you guys, like, okay, fine, getting back into it. And when the song finished, I ran away from the studio. I just ran. I've never done it before. I ran, and I was getting all these horrible images. Like, I felt like the primal hunter. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel like a human. I felt like a angry animal, and I kept getting visions of like, this is horrible, like dead squirrels, like death, like blood, and I was just running like I'm on the hunt.
Turned you right into that apex predator.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I ran back and I laid on the floor and I started crying, and they were like, what do you want to listen to? And I was like, Nora Jones. And then
God.
Seth got on the piano and started playing Don't Know Why by Norah Jones, and I just started singing. And yeah, went through a lot of emotions.
So
in the
lots gone
studio.
on to this album then.
Yeah.
Blood, sweat, tears,
yeah.
whiskey, rage.
Yeah, a lot went into it.
Dead squirrels.
Yeah. It was a lot.
Oh my God. The next place Jazz took us to was Steptoe and Sons in Southampton Way, where you could buy anything, including the kitchen sink. Jazz described the place to me as having absolutely everything that you could want, but nothing that you're looking for, including a whole section of broken Hoover parts. There was a whole number of items I had the burning urge to buy that I really didn't need. So, in that sense, I'm thankful that I was completely cashless, as their purchasing methods were as old as some of their dusty knickknacks.
Look at me. You should put on some of this Marilyn Monroe Shimmer Highlight Body Cream. Oh, I bet that would be nice.
That would be nice. What year? When do you think this went out of date?
Is this a karaoke machine?
Hello Kitty karaoke
that's
machine.
cool. It's got a disconnect.
What's your go-to
Head, shoulders, knees and toes. That's gonna be my new one.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes.
Knees and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Yeah, great.
So, say you're at the karaoke, you're rocking the Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
What's your song? What are you singing?
Under Pressure. That's okay.
And then you just sing those lyrics instead of the actual words.
And then meanwhile, while he's like scanning about chirping around, then David Bowie's having a really deep one. A really deep one. So the song is just taking me between like feeling completely free and then like damn, like so I'm understanding things about humanity.
Is as a duet or is it just you?
No, duet is fun, but I probably do both parts anyway. Yeah, but it's
you just go straight into the words.
It's the power of knowing what this world is about. Yeah, that one's good. It's really good, but the Freddie Mercury parts are hard.
My karaoke song. I don't actually remember the last time I did a bit of karaoke. I don't know what I'd do. Blur or something. Like Park Life, you know. Park Life. So firstly, how old are you? What do you do? And where are you from?
I'm 26. I just turned 26. I make music and write and make art. And I'm half Spanish, half American.
Half Spanish, half American. Whereabouts in America?
From Texas.
Texas?
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit.
Oh my God. Can you teach me a little Texas saying maybe?
If you can't fix it with duct tape, you haven't used enough.
If you can't fix it with duct tape, you haven't used enough.
You have a better
what do you think about that?
Me.
Maybe mine's just a bit like, what's it called? When you take the piss.
Yeah.
Sorry, people from Texas. I do apologise. So, from my research, I actually found out that you're from Madrid, but it turns out you're actually from everywhere. You're actually from all over the place. So tell us a little bit about all these different places where you're actually from.
Okay, so I'm from Madrid, and that's where I'm mainly from because I grew up there as a kid and my father's from there. So I'm from Madrid, but I also grew up in Germany, in Düsseldorf, and in Essex.
Essex girl.
Oh, man. A little bit.
Go on, give us your Essex accent. We're doing accents now.
I lived in Essex for like 3 years, right? And it was like well buzz, but here we are.
Amazing. When I do my Essex accent, I pretty much, my go-to, I do Stacey Sullivan. So like when she's on X Factor, oh my God, I can't believe I got on X Factor. So that's my Stacey Sullivan good. For you. That's good. Yeah. Again, sorry people from Essex. So where have you lived the longest?
Well, now in total I've lived 10 years in England and 10 years in Spain. So next year will be the defining year of where I'm most from.
Is there anywhere you feel most attached to, like where you feel like, I don't know, you base your identity most off of if someone asks you where you're from?
I think like London changed me, and I feel so happy to have lived here because I feel like you can just be your most authentic self. But I feel like my soul bleeds olive oil, you know? I'm very Spanish in my soul. If a Spanish person would probably say I'm very non-Spanish, but my actual soul, like the things that make me happy, the way that I think I am, is very Spanish.
Do you think you feel more Spanish coming to London?
When I was younger and I would move around, like I think it's something that happens to you when you're a kid and you're like struggling with your identity. I would be very attached to my Spanish identity, like overly patriotic, you know, and like I would become very close friends with people who were from Spain and would be like, yeah, we're Spanish, like we're not from here, we're Spanish. But now I think I've like given up. I'm not patriotic like that, but yeah, I don't think that London makes me more Spanish. It probably makes me more English than anything. My sense of humor and probably I'm a bit colder than I probably used to be, you know? I don't immediately hug everyone. That's not something I do anymore, you know?
Really? And is that say something that you've learned from London, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, probably I have this really vivid memory of when I was 7 and I moved to Germany and I went to the school and I met the head of the school. And like in Spain, you give 2 kisses. Yeah. And I just have this really vivid memory of meeting the director of the school and I reached up to give him 2 kisses and he just like put his hand down to give me a handshake.
Inappropriate.
And as a 7-year-old, I'd never given a handshake in my life, you know? And I think that was the first moment where I was like, not everybody wants to be kissed. Not everybody wants to be hugged. So.
It means different things.
It does.
Yeah, like honestly, like if I'd kissing any of my teachers at 7, they'd be locked up. So like exactly, and this leads on to like what I first said about my research finding that you're from Madrid. Yeah. I was going to say, what's your favourite thing about being from Madrid? Or what's your favourite thing about being partly Spanish, if that's correct to say?
Okay, first thing is probably the language. Like I feel so lucky to speak Spanish.
Oh my god, it's so sexy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as sexy as I think people think it is. It's very like we just yell.
Say something in Spanish and say something in English, and everyone will realise the difference.
What about vete a tomar por culo? Does that sound sexy?
Come on.
That means go fuck yourself.
There we go. Fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself.
How do I say that in Spanish?
Vete a tomar por culo.
Por culo.
Yeah.
Get fucked. Yeah, it's just better. Yeah. Maybe I should get on that Duolingo and learn a bit of Spanish.
Yeah, why not?
How would you describe Madrid for someone who's never been there before?
There's a lot of partying, but it's always done in a very like comforting, familial way. You'll see at 10 o'clock at night, which is when people go out for dinner, kids running around on the street. Like the parents are eating outside with the grandparents and then kids are just running around outside, and it's very comforting.
It sounds a little bit like you actually enjoy your lives.
Yeah, we do. We really do. It's all about enjoying your life.
Not over here, mate. No. Not over here. No. Got to be a little robot. Get in the rat race.
Yeah, there's no quick like sandwich for lunch. That's definitely not a thing. Like most people have like an hour or 2 outside, from work to go have lunch.
I constantly carry Gaviscon in my bag because I have to cram a sandwich in my mouth in 2 fucking seconds. No. So I've got indigestion for days, mate. Honestly, no. Indigestion's gonna be the death of me because I'm having to woof down all this food at lunchtime. So I've got where I work in a pub, and then then my boss might see this. I'll get to the shop, buy my food, sit down, woof it down really quick. I'm dying of indigestion, and I have to pop a Rennie or like neck a bit of Gaviscon. Sorry, this isn't about me.
No,
what's the next question?
No, I feel bad for you. You need to come to Spain.
I do. I should emigrate.
You need to learn to like relax. We have a word there called sobremesa, which means like over the table. Every time that you have like lunch or dinner, after there's sobremesa, which is where you just talk for like an hour.
That's brilliant.
And you just talk and you don't leave the table. You just like sit and you have a coffee and you have maybe some liquor, maybe something, you know,
human interaction.
Yeah, and just shoot the shit. You know, it's important.
It is really important.
I don't know what Gaviscon is, but that sounds like it's bad for you.
No, Gaviscon basically. So if you eat, you get acid reflux coming up from your stomach.
You're taking medicine every time after you eat.
Yeah, to like push the food down because I'm getting indigestion. It's like giving me acid reflux, mate.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I know, because I'm eating too quick. I've just got to woof it down.
No, that's not good. You shouldn't be having sandwich and pills every lunch. You know? It's
not pills. It's like this liquid. It's like this. How do I describe it? It's a very viscous. You could say semen type liquid. It does look like a bit of spunk, to be honest with you. Sorry, but it does. And
Sounds horrible. I feel bad for you. Come to Spain.
Well, I'm straight, so I don't mind it. Well, sort of straight, but yeah, I don't. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. We're going to move on to your music now. We're going to move on to the music side of things. So, if no one's ever listened to your music before, I mean, if you haven't, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do you live under a rock? Get out. But how would you describe it?
I would probably describe it as like kind of cinematic and intense and emotional. Yeah. And also, if they live under a rock, it's not I live under a rock. I don't know anyone's music, any of my contemporaries making music. I very much listen to old music. So
it's for the rock people.
So yeah, if you live under a rock, maybe you'll happily be able to listen to some cinematic under the rock music by listening to mine. Sorry, that was a really weird way of describing it.
I loved it. I loved that. So who would be your influences musically?
As I said, like definitely no one really contemporary, because sometimes I listen to people that are making music now and I find it really crippling. I just think like I end up wanting to sound like them, and I don't like that. So probably my influences would be, at the moment I've been listening to a lot of Bollywood music.
Oh.
And I've been listening to a lot of Kate Bush, and I just discovered Regina Spektor and I really like her music. I've also been listening to the Black Eyed Peas because I think they're my like Monkey Business is kind of like giving my project direction. But yeah, I also listen to a lot of like 60s French music and like, I don't know, like
so
classical
indie.
Spanish music. I don't know, yeah. Like
that's very eclectic. That is very eclectic. Eclectic's the word I'm gonna use.
Yeah. Like going down little, like YouTube wormholes and getting lost in bizarre music, because I find it actually more inspiring than listening to someone that you would see as like I would say like someone like Rosalia I love, but like if I listen to her too much, I'm like, fuck, I should have made that, because they're in your world, it's better to go out of your world.
Exactly. You want to create something a little bit maybe more unique and like specific to yourself.
Yeah, I just feel like it's actually more inspiring to hear someone and not want to sound like them, but be like, that feels so honest.
Yeah.
And I love that they were so honest and true to themselves, and that's what's inspiring.
So rather than emulating the sound, you're more emulating like the effect of the music.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your latest release, Praying Mantis?
Yeah.
Can you describe it for a little bit for anyone?
Yeah, so that's a weird song. That was actually the first song that I ever produced myself. The final version is not like, I had 2 other producers working on it with me. But it was like the first one that I like made entirely myself at the beginning stages, and it was bizarre. It was like a period when I was like falling out with some friends. This was like 3 years ago, and I kind of wanted to make like a playful song, like a kind of lampoon, being like I guess like a revenge song.
Yeah.
And this image of a praying mantis and the fact that they eat their mates' heads after having sex with them was really playing in my head as something like, yeah, it's like kinky, but it's quite funny and it's ironic and it's interesting. And then writing the rest of the lyrics, I started thinking about other like cultural moments where people have been beheaded. So so I reference like Oranishi, which is a character in Kill Bill. I don't know if you've seen Kill Bill, where she like it's Lucy Liu. She gets her head chopped off, and there's that whole scene where they're like ritualistically like bowing to each other, and they're like, we are now going to battle each other, and it's very like ritualistic and beautiful. And then I also talk about Salome and John the Baptist, and Salome like famously like danced at her stepfather's birthday and asked for John the Baptist's head on a silver platter. So yeah, I was just thinking about all these like strong females who beheaded other people, and this idea of like beheading someone, being over with them in a ritualistic way.
Girl power.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk a little bit about fashion, your outfits. Can you take me through what you got on today, your little outfit today?
So this, I actually it was my birthday 2 days ago, and my sister made me this.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Because my whole life I've wanted a sleeping hat. You know, like in cartoons how the moon wears a hat?
Yeah, and like Ebenezer Scrooge, but if he was an e-girl, is what you're giving me saying in the best way possible. I mean, you look fucking cool and you look stunning, but
yeah, no, I've just always wanted a sleeping hat, like that image of the moon with the long hat, or like the old sleeping hats where someone like wakes up in the middle of the night with a lantern, like to go to the toilet. I don't know, but I just always wanted one, so she made me one, and she actually like sewed in to it some of the Exvoto. So Exvoto is my like duo project. Some of the Exvoto fans, like when you make music and you put it on Spotify, you have Spotify for artists, and there you can see all of the playlists that people have made. And put your songs into. And one day I was stalking it, and like people are so fucked up. Like the names of their playlists are crazy.
Can you give us some examples?
Like BRB committing arson, spit in my mouth but make it gentle, spell sex in your dirty dishpan with soap water. There was one about like vampire MILF titties, like just weird shit. So anyway, that was quite like a funny.
Sounds like my search history.
Yeah. So yeah, she like sewed in. Well, you can't see it, but yeah, some of the names on there.
That's beautiful, and that's such a nice gift from your sister. Like the sentimentality of that is really lovely.
It was a great birthday present. I love it. I've been wearing it to sleep and in the day since then. Only 2 days, but we'll see.
I wonder what your head smells like.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. And then this is like a t-shirt I found in a charity shop that has the best characters from
Be
Toy
honest.
Story.
Because this series is called Space Invaders.
Yeah.
Did you do it for us?
I think, yeah, subconsciously, definitely.
Just so you did.
Guys. Yeah, I did. I did it all for you. I did it all for you.
Thank you.
I like feeling cartoonish. So I don't know, like maybe like Edward Scissorhands is a good one, or like the Tim Burton-esque.
Bit of like strappy bondage stylage.
Yeah. But then I don't know. I can just tell when I like something, you know? I don't style icons.
You don't have like, so you wouldn't say, you don't like fit into like a specific, like a prescriptive category. Like you're not like, oh, I'm a goth, I'm indie sleaze,
No, it just
bimbo.
No. No.
Bit of it all.
No, yeah, I don't know. It just depends on what I like. If I see it and I like it, then yeah. But I like cartoonish things. I like wearing black a lot. I like wearing black with a bit of color. That's probably my favorite.
Makes the colours pop.
Yeah, it's because I think my idea of like black is like this like Sicilian like elegant woman.
Ooh, yeah.
But then I like changing, like having like, actually I don't know how elegant I look. It's like more baggy, but
no, I think
black is elegant. You know,
you're wearing gloves with rings on top of the gloves. How can that not be elegant? Okay, so if you could, this is not a very easy question, but if you could describe your style in 3 words, what 3 words are you going to use?
Whatever I want. Is that okay?
Bad B, baddie, bad bitch. Okay, so we're moving on, and we're going to do some like fun girl questions now.
Yeah.
So, what would be your perfect date?
Like a 5-hour walk.
5-hour walk?
Yeah, I love walking.
5 hours.
So like a long walk with stops in different places, and like, oh my god, look at that, what's that? Let's go do that. Like, oh, what's that? Let's have a drink. Let's go sit over there. Let's go people watch over there. And just like a long walk.
What are you bringing on this walk?
What am I bringing on this walk? Probably like colouring pens,
Me, myself,
paper.
and I.
Yeah, no. Well, I do that as well. Yeah. Not much probably. Just see where the date takes me, where the walk takes me. Nice. But yeah, probably that.
Love it. I suppose you can. I feel like some of the best conversations I have are on walks. I feel like you can get deep on a walk.
Yeah, you can get deep. You like really see the city. I discover new places. Yeah. And obviously you take breaks. Like go for a drink. You know, have some food. But it's just a nice.
I was gonna say I don't know if I can walk for 5 hours straight.
I've definitely walked for like at least 4 hours straight. Yeah, I love walking. Just down London, you know.
She's a
down
healthy
and
girl.
around. I just like it. I don't know.
She's a walking girl.
I'm just a wandering mind, you know?
Wandering mind. Tell me one song or artist that other people wouldn't expect you to like or listen to, but you actually love them.
I mean, I can't think of like a specific artist, but I don't know if people would expect that I love musicals.
Love musicals.
Yeah, I grew up watching like musical films,
Oh,
and
such
I
as?
can be quite into cheesy musicals.
Oh.
I guess my favorites are like obviously Singing in the Rain, The Sound of Music,
Oh.
Chicago, Hairspray even.
Oh,
I'm a
God.
big musical girl. Yeah.
Wow, I can say I actually was not expecting that to be your answer at all.
I love them.
Wow.
And I'll make little dance routines and shit. Like, yeah, I'm big into it.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
That's really nice. I like that.
Thank
Do you have like a signature move?
Really stuck in
Oh,
my
yeah.
head. I was like, well, that's an easy way to be really 2000.
Yeah. And the brush it off.
You know?
Brush
Yeah.
it off. That's it. And
Yeah.
this one.
Yes, you know. I can't do that.
I can do it.
Wow. Is that your signature? Oh, damn. She's a dancer.
Watch me. Okay, we're getting deep now.
Yeah.
What do you think happens when we die?
So many things. I don't know. There's so many ways to answer that question. I'm not sure which one I believe, but realistically, I think when we die, we go back to what it felt like when you try to imagine what it was like before you were born, which is
I
just
agree.
nothing.
Mm.
But I do think you live on because people, like stories,
Yeah.
keep you alive, you know? If you do anything meaningful in your life, even if it's only one person remembers it, like that carries it on. And I think that's the
yeah.
afterlife is stories, you know?
That is a sort of reincarnation, really.
It is. It is. Stories, art, parts of your personality that people have picked up, you know, that lives on. But I do think it just turns back to black, you know?
Amy Winehouse.
Yeah. Shout out,
Sorry.
Queen.
And so for my final question,
Mm-hmm.
what is one of the questions you wish people asked you more?
Probably, how are you, really?
How are you? Really?
I'm alright.
You're alright.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a cough, been holding it back, but
Yeah.
I'm alright.
I was going to say, that's why I put the sponge on the mic. Didn't want you,
Sponge.
you know, flemming up all the equipment.
Exactly, yeah.
I could hear you yakking out there. I thought, do you know what? Let's put that bit of protection on that. I can actually make this really weird sound if I suck in air through my throat.
Oh, like throat. I can sometimes do some throat
Can you do
singing. I can. I don't know if I'll be able to do it now. Fuck, it's not gonna happen now, mate. Do you hear it?
I did hear that.
Yeah,
I did
two
hear
tones.
that. Wow. I
Sounds
thought
terrible.
you were going to do
I'm not
like
like actually good at it.
Inuit throat singing, like.
They're great. I
don't
love
know, I
watching.
can't do that.
I love watching throat singing videos.
Same.
There's so many cultures around the world that are really good at it.
Yeah, I watched like this girl and her grandma do it.
Really?
Yeah.
What, just watch them where?
On Pornhub. I'm joking. No. Actually, like, on TikTok. But,
Okay,
yeah, that's like this girl and her grandma. They're like Inuits, and then
Yeah.
like she's got like the traditional tattoos and stuff, and they do the throat singing. It sounds really beautiful.
Yeah, it does. Not like mine.
Yeah.
Mine's just
You'll
like.
get there.
Yeah, I will.
Next album.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much. It's been a very
Thank you.
interesting interview.
Husband.
I'd say so, yeah.
Thank you.
Gracias. Gracias.